pulling that elbow away from his body, okay? Just work on being good in this position. I drop my weight into this. I do not want him to be putting his elbow under his shoulder, okay? That's the first thing I'm thinking about, is just taking this away, and this is now a broken table. Does that make sense? So when I come out against someone and I go to my front headlock, I'm not here just holding this. I'm gonna slide down till my fingers touch the floor, and I start to pull that out. Now when I apply weight, is it pleasant or unpleasant?
Unpleasant.
And if you try to like circle out, it's tough, right?
Yeah.
Because I've broken the table, okay? He has a fixed table, he'll be able to move much better. If I put him here, start moving, yeah, they feel great, right?
Yeah.
As soon as I break the table, it's tough, right? Like, because you're trying to respond to like not having base and posture anymore. And he's gonna be, as a first method, just trying to get that back, right? So chin strap is here. My elbow's just gonna be on the side of his head. I slide down his arm till my fingers touch the floor. I pull that elbow out from underneath the shoulder. And then I'm using the rest of my body. I have my universal sprawl here. This is where I'm starting to get heavy. My shoulder's right on the back of his neck, making it so it's kind of forcing him forward, okay? Should be quite unpleasant for the person on the bottom. Get into here, I'm getting all this in, pull this out, and now I'm gonna chance locking my hands up. Because now when he goes to pull his elbow back, it's not easy, right? Versus if he starts here and I lock up and he pulls his elbow back, I'm gonna have a lot of difficulty to do what I wanna do. But if we have some time, I'll look at what I will do when he does this, okay? It's not like I'm completely out of action, right? But I'm starting, pulling that across the floor, and now I take my lock. As soon as I take my lock, I have to make a decision as to what it is, what are my goals here. If I've broken him down, that probably means I'm gonna start going into anacondas, okay? If he was more upright and I was taking that grip, I would probably be looking to do arm and guillotine at that point. Like if I'm taking this grip because he's throwing an arm up in particular. So let's say I'm here and I have not beaten this elbow and he throws the arm up on my hip. This is not anaconda territory, okay? This is arm and guillotine territory, okay? And if we have some time, we can look at that. But that is kind of my whole point today, is like, you have a lot of things that start happening once you get there. But don't miss this point at the beginning of, if I leave his elbow right under his shoulder, everything I want to do is going to get more difficult. Not impossible, but difficult. So I'm here. I extract this and let my weight do a lot of the talking. Now I start to lock my hand up, okay? A couple of you, I just want to make sure, do not, although this is very heavy and it's very comfortable for me, the problem with this is if he brings his hips to his right, I'm going to immediately fall down. Now, it's not all bad. I could attempt to choke, but in general, what I want you to think about is like, whenever I just, like, a choke should be the result of your choices, not the result of countering his move. When you try to choke off the counter, you'll very likely just lose the position. That's why, guys, you tried the guillotine, but you did it because he was already knocking you over. I'd say 9 times out of 10, his head's gonna pop out, okay? If you initiated it because you knew that you wanted to choke, you're gonna get your hands to the position that you want. That's just a general guideline. I'm not saying no one's ever succeeded in like a falling scenario or something like that, and some guys are just so good that they react quickly, great. But I'd say a general guide for success is you should be dictating where things go. And like, if you're dictating when the choke begins and when it ends, then you're probably gonna be in better shape. But I'm here, I'm taking this and I'm taking this grip. As soon as I take this grip, because I know what I wanna do, I'm gonna take my chin and I'm gonna jam it as close to the center of his armpit as possible. We're right in there. And already you can probably feel something starting, right? From here, just get to there and feel pretty good. Like, pull that elbow. You're just using pull. As soon as you pulled it down, now take your lock. Now chin and armpit. Get that set up and feel stable and in control right there, okay? Then we'll talk about 2 options from there, all right? Stuff like, he's a little broader, so my hand is kind of deeper under his body. I'm not gonna do this to get the grip. Do you feel the difference in connection to your neck? The bicep is not gonna do that much work for me here. Whereas this, and I come to here and connect, do you feel a connection to your neck that's stronger? Yeah. And as I go in here, you probably feel that right away.
Yeah.
If I go a little deeper and I go arm and I go bicep and I come to here, nothing really, right? Like it's, I could squeeze and it would hurt, or, you know, like there's an opening, yeah. So like I wanna have this on the neck. This is very important. If I can start there, now at any point you can always be adjusting back to there as you roll, as you do all the other tricks and things that we're gonna look at, like, but if I can start there, that's, so my point is, think when you're reaching under his neck, let me do it to someone else so you can see. Think when you're reaching under his neck that it's not the goal of this, it's the goal of this. And then this is gonna come in and just secure you in that position. And then the chin is gonna come in and even more secure that position. Does that make sense? So I'm here, and like, if I just think like reaching through, this has no real connection, okay? I can adjust to where I need to be and then go here. Do you feel a big difference?
Yep.
Yeah, so like, even just from your knees, forget about the sprawl out at first, and just play around with achieving a really quality connection. You can be wrong and go back. You don't have to get it right on the first go. It may be sweaty, or maybe there's a gi or something, like you may not get it the first try, but the sooner you can get to where chin and elbow are basically 2 points driving together. Not necessarily I'm even choking them right now, but you can just feel it. It was like, there was a connection that if I decide to turn the throttle on, it's gonna be a problem for you, okay? Let's just work on getting that connection really good. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, grab the flag. But anyways, I'll show you what I mean. I want you to grab me, start to get to the lock, and then you start trying to go for the Olympic roll. And I'm just like, no. And if I just base really wide, it's hard to roll me, right? Like if I just really start to base wide, but think about the central problem that we introduced in the beginning. What happens, this opening, this opening, this opening, no particular problem for him. It's when he opens this that he gives himself the biggest problem. Now you have perfect position to finish the Anaconda. Like when we roll over, also we want this arm up here. Whenever he starts to bring his arm down here, no Anaconda for you. Okay, it's totally gonna be over. He gets past that shoulder line and it's gonna be extremely difficult to finish him. But if he's willfully opening that up, then instead of rolling him, I'm 100% just gonna look to finish him. And now that chin and the armpit matters a great deal. I'm here with my two-handed lock. It wouldn't be wrong to come in and switch to this, but I want you to try to be good at just finishing with this, okay? Or minimally getting a reaction from it. So I'm here, I'm nice and connected. I pulled this out, sorry, I'll do it should do it in the right order. I'm here, I pull this out, I take my grip, and now he feels me starting. I will initially, whether I'm gonna choke him or roll him, I'm gonna start leaning my head into the ground, okay? He doesn't want to get rolled, so he's basing wide, and I'm just gonna pull back my right elbow. Yeah. It comes on pretty fast, okay? All I'm doing is pulling this back. I'm not doing this, okay? That's not what it is. My elbow socket is gonna drag along the flesh of his neck, and that's what creates a very powerful choke. It's a rotational finish. But it is important, like my head is going into the mat like I was going to roll him. Does that make sense? Like if he were to not base, I'll do it with Katie so you can see. If he were to not base out, the roll would be initiated, okay? So like, I want you to not base out, okay? And like, I'm going in here. So like, we would fall over. Does that make sense? But now he's like, no, I don't wanna. He's like, homie, don't play that or whatever. And he's like, yeah, he's not gonna fall. And this is a very common position right here. From here, make sure my connection is tight, right elbow starts to pull back. I'll finish him right then and there, okay? If you feel the need to switch up to this, I'll show it. It's not impossible. It's just not, in my opinion, all that necessary. I'm here, and like, if I feel like this is hard, it's tough to reach this up, but like when I do, just don't lose the chin and the armpit. I have no doubt that that's stronger, right? But like, you could see it's hard for me to reconnect my hands because I'm starting to lay into the ground. Does that make sense? So unless he was high up, I probably wouldn't switch to that here. I'll just stay here. Get in there deep. And I'm just gonna start going in on my finish because he's opening like this. It's all there for the taking. Does that make sense? 1, 2, 3. He feels this problem. I start to connect this, and now he brings that back. Yes. There's no way I'm gonna reasonably pull this thing back out of here, okay? So I'm just not going to, all right? I'm usually gonna come and take his leg and just start going to the back at that point, okay? So whether you got what you wanted initially or not, you are still getting a nice thing. And you could even be all clever and come behind here and start looking for darces from there or something like that. Get back to katakatame if that's what you really want to do. But the main thing is, like, once the elbow gets behind the shoulder, I'm not going to be able to get back to those good positions and be rolling them around and attacking his neck. It's done. As soon as that's done, what I'm generally just going to do is take this grip from here to here, okay? Why? Because when I turn this corner, I'm already halfway to my goal. I don't want him to be able to bring his leg up like a dog peeing. Yes, that will give me trouble. So I'm here when he goes to put the leg up, I'm putting weight in there and getting to a side ride that I feel is more advantageous. But if I just go, like I was here and I just go and he puts that leg up, this limits me. Yeah, good, just go right through it, perfect, yeah, even better. So that's gonna put me in some traps and some problems. Does that make sense? So, and there's passes where I like to put my knee behind the arm and stuff like that. If it was only here, yes, like that was one of the moves that you did, awesome. If his knee is only here, I'll even have you do it on like Cody. When you pull your arm back, only pull it under your shoulder. Does that make sense? Yeah, if he's only there, you can go to the move that Kaylee showed, where she puts this in, beautiful, rolls over, still attacking. Does that make sense? But once it goes further back, you reach down, you just can't get in there. Does that make sense? So now just grab his leg and just pass. Yes. And like, this was passing guard, the equivalent of what we just did, just lay down. It's like, it's totally the equivalent of like, I start trying to do this and you just pull this back to your chest. I'm like, oh. And I pass guard, right? Like, I'm not saying that's what he would do, but like, if he did, that would be the equivocal like thing. I didn't lose, like, in that situation, people never seem to look at it like they lost something. But what I find consistently, I really believe in the mental game of jiu-jitsu. I feel like most people, when they attack the neck from like turtle front and somehow it's denied to them and they're forced to go around, that a lot of people take that as some sort of loss in their mind. And you should not conceive of it that way, okay? Rather, I attack the neck to pass the turtle, okay? All the time, attack the neck, pass the turtle, attack the neck, pass the turtle. And then every now and again when I attack the neck, he's more concerned with the pass. Now it's on. Now I start going into attacks. Does that make sense? But give this a try. Like, he'll just pull his elbow back, grab his leg, turn over, put your shin on top of his leg. And now you effectively passed some of the strongest things he can do in that side ride turtle bottom. Okay? 1, 2, 3. I want to emphasize that you're not going to lose anything. I'm not going to lose as a result of what I'm about to do here to when someone goes to Anaconda. But if he's actually even better, when he pulls his elbow back, he should start circling as well. People don't. They tend to stay very stable, which is what they shouldn't do in turtle. They should almost always, when I was teaching turtle bottom, if you'll recall, one of the themes was relatively constant motion, okay? So you can, this is, in my opinion, exactly what you should do, is he pulls that out, and he starts to connect those, and then when I bring this back, if I sit still, he has an easy pass. He grabs my leg, and he goes around, and now I've got no troubles ahead of me. If I'm a little more clever, he pulls it back, I bring this in, and I start moving right away, okay? Now this gets more difficult, as you can see. Does that make sense? What you want to do in that situation, I'm going to have you all do that, and then you'll have phenomenal Anaconda defense, and most people will not be able to overcome this, okay? In my experience, very few people will ever overcome this, all right? But yeah, just let's work this, then we'll talk about how to deal with it. It's not the end of the world. He pulls that out, I feel him connect, I don't like it, so I come back and I start to move it, okay? I may even go all the way to arm dragging around, okay? Especially if he keeps a hold on, it's gonna be trouble for him, all right? Now I'll show you how to deal with it. There's a principle in play. You roll them over, you get them. One of the main things I want to think about when I go for the Anaconda is I'm never on my back, okay? I want to be on my side. So although we've gone upside down, I cannot finish properly from here, because that's going to be his head and his body on top of it. I'm going to need to be here on my side. And the main thing I see as a mistake is when people roll, they'll land on their back. They get a little too excited about the rolling component of it. I want to be in control of the roll, all right? Something that'll make the roll very strong is a bridge. Go in here, and again, you can roll even just from this grip. You do not have to Anaconda first. I drop my head in the hole. I bring my leg all the way under, and from here, if I can take this foot, bring this knee up, give me resistance. Plant hard. When I bridge, it's very, very difficult for him to stop that, okay? Now I'm just here, I have a pull here. Look at my elbow, it's low. If my elbow's up here, pull, yeah, you're very strong. This is scapular retraction, okay? This too, scapular retraction. He goes either direction, very difficult. The more I turn my elbows out, the stronger he becomes. Turn the other way, yeah, I can't control that. I'm bringing this down, puff my chest, pull back my shoulders. Extremely difficult for him. If I feel this is wide open, I'll put my chin in first, because I can get, I wanted the softest flesh of the armpit. Are you ticklish? You are ticklish. Here, let me grab it. Let me see. I can feel that. This is his whole body, like. So, I can roll without the grip, okay? I don't need the grip to be, like, all I need is elbow and chin. My head starts to come under, turn my knee up. Pretty hard to turn. Bridge. And I'll pull him over. Elbow sinking to my body. Shoulder back, chest forward. Both of these, 2 scapular retractions. When he goes to get free, it'll feel like ironclad difficult, okay? I want to reacquire. I jam that in there first. Good and deep. Like I'm trying to get to the center of his neck through his armpit. Now from here, lock everything up. Same rotational finish, okay? Give that a try, okay? And what I would like to do is bring in a leg assist here, okay? Now, if you can get very good at this leg assist, you're gonna go very far. And the earlier you can initiate it, the better. It will be hard to remember it as you roll. And there's times where I forget it too, and I'm scrambling to get it back at the last second. But the most ideal is when I decide, even if I'm going with these grips for my roll, instead of like a full Anaconda, all I have is chin and elbow, but I just decide, okay, I'm gonna go for my roll. If I can already lock up his arm, this just gives me a lot of additional insurance that because at a certain point when I turn this way and I'm connected and I have to go to this is his moment to bring his hand back. Does that make sense? Let's say I don't have it. What do I have to consider? Staying on top of his arm, very conservatively, as I go to this lock. If I just reach, he can totally split this, okay? Now I talked about, I'll show you how to reacquire even when he splits, but so if I am a little more clever, it's hard once we're already down, but if I can get this, it's just another additional layer of friction. Even if I leave it open, it's tough for him to get there. He will get there. If you give him enough time, he will get there. And he can also try to use his other hand to create, yes, he'll use that other hand to try to free his arm as well, okay? But once I'm here, now I stay with this hand very heavy on his elbow. So when he tries to pull it down, keep trying to find the hole. You will be able to find it. Use your other hand. Yes, okay? So you do only have so much time, okay? But look, I can come back out, reacquire, do it again. Yeah. It's hard, right? Like, he's on a timer, I'm on a timer. That's how all jiu-jitsu works, right? Like, once he's good, he's on a timer, I'm on a timer. Your principle is you got to keep that elbow above the shoulder line. If you wrap your legs as you roll, it can be very effective, okay? The best version, and I will admit that I totally forget to do it sometimes, is like as I'm rolling, look at this leg, it opens. And I catch it right now, okay? This is gonna give me so much more time to work. Go to free, go to free, go to free. It's too late, right? Like, that's why my mechanics need to be good on the finish, but also you've got a ticking time bomb of him bringing this down. Do this, and then the last thing I'll show you is what if he does split it, and can you reacquire and actually still go back to the Anaconda? And the answer is 100% yes. 1, 2, 3. You've got an end game that you can follow through even when he does something intelligent and tries to split the arms. Let's look if he does split the arms. If I have that control principle, I can reacquire, okay? I just gotta I can do it without my legs, and you might get away with it, but I think it's always better to involve the legs. In general with jiu-jitsu, the more of my body that I can involve on something, the better, okay? I was rolling with, I don't know his name now, but one of Matt's black belts, and he's super good. And just, he's very loose, John Dickens. He's super loose, and he's like this roly-poly kind of happy-go-lucky roll. And then suddenly you'll feel like, I had like a moment, I was like, I think every fucking limb of his is attached to my right arm. It's like, this is not gonna be good. Down in like a second. Like, I just feel like an octopus, everything was like, it was like, oh my God, like somehow he got every single limb somehow onto my arm. And it's like, he's a great dude. He had some real health issues in the last year, but when I roll him over, we always know that this elbow coming down is our problem. Let's say he still manages it. He brings it down to here, okay? What you can do, you have a limited window, is you're gonna turn into it, like I get on my side, so that I don't have to use flexibility. My knees are gonna come as close as possible. I'm just gonna throw my leg back up. Because I can't pull this back on my arm strength alone. Pull. He's in too strong of a position. He's strong, there's no way I'm gonna get this. But if I can get up here, start to pull this back, it's tough, right? Now, remember, you've only reset this for a moment. You can immediately go to lock. You can come back and try to keep it back up here with the scapular retraction. This is the leg I'd like to have on his arm. So this is the one that is generally better for me. Like, I can't keep this above his elbow, but this I can get in here, kind of just get a nice pinch, and start looking for my finishes, okay? But you're just thinking, like, get on your side. Like, if I try to, like, reach his arm from here, I'd have to be like Eddie Bravo flexible. Once I get to here, this sucker will reach pretty high. Does that make sense? If I can get behind that elbow, I've still got a chance to get back to where I wanted to be initially, okay? 1, 3. So the main way that he'll turn away is in the direction of his head, not his arm. You just see it like it's just physically difficult for him to turn the other way. So when we roll over to here, if you go in the direction of your arm, it's hard. Like, my head is there, right? Like, whereas if you go in the other direction, that's where he has the least amount of like physical matter in his way. Does that make sense? So like, when he pulls this down, you can almost predict with some certainty which direction he's gonna go. Like, if he goes, that is your, I think, way upside down here, to your left, right? That's easy. Go to your right. It's gonna be tough, right? Like, I know he's gonna go to his right, so like when he goes to his right, sorry, to your left or whatever, we follow him back up. You do any of the things that Haley was talking about, like bring him back over, right? Like that's where all those things can play back into what you want. But the thing I want to add here is, if I have him here, maybe you try to Anaconda him, and every single time he's just so slick with that elbow, he gets it back out. I'm gonna open my hand to the chest like this. Just like that, okay? Like, I open it, and I just turn up this way. And even from here, it's possible to finish. Don't worry about finishing that today, just worry about getting on top, okay? But I'm here, I'll do it to someone else in a second just so you can see. This will be a little bit in your way when you try to turn, okay? So I just flatten it to the chest, I'm turning, and just getting up, just right up on top of it. You can let go of it and like come under and do whatever you want. Like, you can play the games that you like to play from there. Does that make sense? But you have an opportunity to still just get back on top. So you could even choose to just Olympic roll someone or any number of the things that Kaylee was showing, like stand up. I snap, I get to here, I ukiwaza, 2-point takedown, okay? Like, if I finish here, it'll technically be a sweep, but like, that was a 2-point sweep. I finished on top. Right away, establishing myself into what I want to do. Does that make sense? Like, if you don't feel confident in the choke, this is like your method to turn that all into a way of just getting on top of them. You can start it from here, here, I roll, open, turn. I turn this into cross sides. Does that make sense? Give it a try. 1, 2, 3.